Hi, I'm Jack, and welcome back because I'm going to give you guys a spoiler-free review for the new Netflix movie that just came out, Red Notice. It stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, and many more. And before we get started, don't forget to follow me on social media down below. My username is at the bottom of the screen and in the description below, so don't forget to do that while you're at it. And with that said, let's get started. Red Notice follows The Rock as he plays Special Agent Hartley, and he's an Interpol agent who was issued a red notice as he is tasked to hunt down and capture one of the world's most wanted art thieves as they try to steal a MacGuffin. However, he teams up with Nolan Booth, played by Ryan Reynolds, to catch the Bishop. To kick off the positives, I thought Ryan Reynolds and The Rock had some great chemistry. I really enjoyed Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, especially and in Free Guy, and even with what he had in Hitman's Bodyguard and Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. So naturally, he's Ryan Reynolds. He's fun. He has some charisma. He has some really great moments with The Rock that are really fun to watch, and I thought The Rock was solid as well. Again, he's The Rock. He plays that big, strong guy, and I think what I really liked was how their pairing, I think, was really cool in this movie because they did share the screen in Hobbs and Shaw 2 years ago. But this time, Ryan Reynolds is actually a big role. So I really enjoyed what we had with them. They're easily my favorite part about this movie. And I thought the action sequences were cool. You could tell the set pieces that they spent a lot of money and they worked hard to make all of these set pieces work. So it looked good. The production design looks really great for this movie as well, because considering this is a very expensive movie that they have made for Netflix, and I thought it looked really good for the most part, and it's paced well. For a movie that's only an hour and 57 minutes, I imagine, it's a well-paced movie from start to finish. It doesn't drag. It doesn't feel too long for its runtime. It's just right. It's well-paced. It does what it needs to, and that's that. However, the comedy in this movie is pretty hit or miss. There are some jokes that land with the characters, but then there are jokes where I didn't feel anything. I didn't personally find it funny. And I thought the editing for the action sequences were pretty choppy as well, because it's not like Quantum of Solace level of choppy, because that stuff is messy. But with these action sequences, there are times where it happens. They cut pretty quickly, except some shots it goes on for 2 seconds, cuts to another for 5 seconds, then it cuts to another. So the editing is choppy because sometimes you can tell what's happening for a few seconds, but then sometimes you don't. And I think that holds back some of the action sequences, because I could tell that they did a good job with making sure that these action sequences work and that they're placed correctly and that everything was working as it should be. That was good, but I thought the editing just holds it back, because the editing just felt all over the place. Because at times it was good, but then at times it was just not so great. I also thought Gal Gadot was just okay as the villain. I liked her as Wonder Woman, especially in Zack Snyder's Justice League and the first Wonder Woman movie. But as the villain, I thought she was just fine. I didn't think she was amazing. I thought the writing for her character just wasn't all that great. It just feels like they tried to do a lot of the stuff you would find in action adventure villains, and it just felt like they placed all of that on her, and it was like she didn't come across as memorable to me. There weren't a lot of memorable moments I had with her besides like a few moments here and there, but that could have been a lot better. She could have been more compelling, but I didn't find Gal to be the best kind of person to portray a villain. Hopefully in the Snow White remake where she plays Evil Queen, I think she could do a much better job there. Again, she had some good moments with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds, especially some action sequences against them. But I thought her as the villain in this movie felt kind of odd. And in this movie, it was just fine. It wasn't really anything too special to me. And then there's a twist that happens in the third act without spoiling it, and I thought it was predictable. If you were watching very closely, you could kind of tell that they were building up to something, but it didn't quite reach it because it didn't feel surprising. It was like the movie was building up to it. If you were listening very closely to what's happening and what the characters are saying, once it happens, it's like, yeah, you figured it. And it didn't quite land. And it also felt weird, too. It's like, this just, yeah, the whole plot twist that they did in this movie wasn't quite great either. So there's that. Although, it does work well as a movie you could turn off your brain to while watching. It's a fun movie. It has some fun moments. If you want to watch this to have some fun or just to see Ryan Reynolds and The Rock and Gal Gadot in this action-adventure movie, then Red Notice would work. It certainly does that. But if you're going to come in here expecting a very different or unique kind of movie in the genre, you're not going to get it here. In the end, I thought Red Notice was fine. It was okay. It's not one of my favorite movies of the year, but it has some fun moments with a great cast with Ryan Reynolds, The Rock, and Gal Gadot. And it has some good action pieces with some fun moments here and there. But in the end, I'm going to give Red Notice a C+. And if you just want to have a fun time, then this movie is definitely something right up your alley. So yeah, if you like to just turn off your brain and watch a fun action movie, then this movie's for you. If you like The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot, this is definitely worth checking out. But I thought it's fine. On a story level, it's okay. But I think the action is really good despite some of the choppy editing. But it's a fun movie. It has some cool moments here and there that can definitely work if you just want to have some fun. So definitely check out Red Notice for that. If not, Red Notice is not something you would have to go see right away. So those are my thoughts on Red Notice. What did you think about this movie? Let me know down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear it. And thank you guys so much for watching. I have a few videos coming soon, so don't forget to stay tuned for that while you're at it. And thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button and stay tuned for more.